Well, I'll tell you, little Philly. Thanks for tuning in to CNY Flavor. Circle them wagons and get them engines, kid, because we got a great show in store for you today. You want to learn to cook on a shoestring budget? CNY Flavor, the hit show in upstate New York where we help teach you how to stretch those dollars in today's economic times. So stay tuned. We got a great show in store for you. So what we're going to make right now is what's called a Western burger. It's a little different than what you're thinking, okay, because I take about a pound of ground beef, some Velveeta cheese. I use about 12 ounces. This is a 16-ounce package that I'm going to cut into cubes, 12 ounces. I have a quarter cup of prepared mustard, yellow mustard, okay. I use French's. I like French's. If you like an off-brand or a Gouldens, you can use that too. Again, with culinary arts, you can taste and mix and match whatever you feel comfortable with. Grey Poupon, whatever you like. I like the yellow prepared mustard. 6 hamburger buns. Just this here for basically under $4, okay, $4.50 approximately. You're going to be able to feed a family of 6. If you're really hungry and there's just a couple of you, you can each have a few burgers. What we're going to do is we're going to brown in a skillet our ground beef until it's crumbly. Going to add the cheese, okay, get that going with the mustard in it, and then it's a little process that I do where I actually fill the hamburger buns and I wrap it in a tin foil, aluminum foil, and I bake it off in the oven for approximately 15 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, first thing we're going to do before we brown the beef, because the ground beef, because we got to add the cheese to it. So I'm going to show you how to cube the cheese. Some people might want to call it cut the cheese. Just be careful if you're cutting the cheese at home. You know what I mean. It's very, very dangerous. Okay, now, that's a joke. I wanted to show you too, because the packages, you have 4-ounce portions, okay, that you can cut this into, and they mark them on most labels. Velveeta cheese, remember we're using 12 ounces. So just 4, 8, 12, cut it right down, right here, and there it is. Now, Velveeta cheese is very pliable, and it's very, very soft. So you really want to be careful because it can turn to mush. See, like that stuff there is very, very good. That'll melt right in. Okay, now cubing it, you're just going to come down 3 times. Okay. Turn it this way. Cubing. Boom. 2, 3, and 4. Now I did them all pretty uniformly, as you can see. This way it'll melt evenly in the ground beef. So we're ready to head over to the stove, and we are going to start the ground beef. These Western burgers are going to be so good, and they're real easy to make. You know, if you're running, you got school, you got work, you can do this whole process in under 25 minutes, okay, and have a good wholesome meal. So we're ready to ground our ground beef, 1 pound. We're just going to break it up. We got the saute pan on medium heat. We're just going to brown this up and then drain the liquid, okay, because you don't want all the fat content in there. We're going to drain the liquid and then add the mustard and the cheese. Okay. Beautiful. Hear that sizzling? Again, I like using wooden spoons. Brought it up to a high temp now. Okay, I started at a low temp. just to brown it a little bit. Now I'm getting it up to a high temp so that it can become crumbly. That's the trick, is you don't want it all big chunks, okay, because we're actually going to form it onto our burger buns with the Velveeta cheese and the mustard right in it. Again, if you like, garlic powder, or you like some different spices, Italian spices, you can turn them into an Italian Western burger. There's different things that you can do depending upon your taste. I'm just showing you the basics here. Cooking on a shoestring budget. Turning out nice and brown, crumbly, little pink in there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain the liquid, put it back on the stove, and then we'll be ready to put the cheese and the mustard in.
Perfect Game Imaging strives to deliver sport action photography that renders images that without us, our clients and customers would normally not even see. I can't tell you how many viewers of our images have asked, "How did you get that shot?" Or, "I didn't even see that happen during the game." It is our mission to have our action shots hanging on the walls of the athletes' families' homes and offices as centerpieces to be cherished for a lifetime.
Hi, I'm Christy from In-Home Photos. You might think that you can't afford family photos, Christmas photos, or even senior photos. Well, think again. $75. That's it. $75 for great photos of your family. We can do outdoor photos or bring the studio to you. I can set up in most average living rooms with lots of backdrops to choose from. Call or visit inhomephotos.com to schedule your session today.
So we've drained all the juice. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put the mustard in. It's a 1/4 cup. Like I said earlier, if you like Grey Poupon or Gouldens or some different mustard, feel free to go ahead and use that. Whatever you like and whatever your taste buds dictate is what you should do. Okay, now the cheese, okay? We've cubed the cheese and we're going to add it right in. Bring the heat up to medium heat and you'll see this stuff melt right in it. The mustard, everything's going to marry together. You can take this and do a little Cajun style, use a little Cajun spices in here. Chili powder. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this recipe depending upon what you like. Making it hot, making it less mild, seasoning. I'll just let that cook up a little bit here. It starts melting. And this will take about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes as it starts breaking down the Velveeta cheese. So the Velveeta cheese is melted all through. And look at the consistency here. So this is all ready to go. We're going to shut the heat off and just let it sit for a second while we prepare our burger buns. Okay, and we're just going to take the tops off. And what I'm going to do is put them on the bottom parts first, okay? Now some people call it a dollop, but you're going to spoon it out and you're going to actually put it right on the bun in even portions. And the cheese is melted right into it. And these are great, in today's world, in today's cooking, you walk into a restaurant and stuff too, and some of the places have what's called sliders, okay? You could do these even in smaller portions on dollar rolls and have them as appetizers and call them sliders, okay? A Western cheese slider. So here it is. Don't mind the mess. You got this on. We're going to take the tops and just stick them right on it. Okay, I have the oven preheating right now to 350 degrees. I'm going to bring them over here, wrap them in tin foil. and then stick them right in the oven for approximately 15 minutes and we're ready to go. So it's real easy. That's all you got to do is take your tin foil, looking at about 12 inches here. Okay, take it face up. What I always do here with the tin foil, okay, to create the pocket is I'll fold it down, okay, and then just slide it underneath. Boom, just like that. About 12 inches. Now let me show you another way too, just whatever you're comfortable with it. Turn it upside down, okay. If you want your top, depending upon how you open it, fold it over, and boom. So we're going to wrap these. We're going to get them in the oven for about 15 minutes. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's Empire Diner. That's 100 West Albany Street right here in downtown Herkimer. You may remember me or notice me as the host at CNY Flavor. You can come on that website at cnyflavor.com and learn all about the cooking show that airs on Tuesdays, every Tuesday. But we're talking about Crazy Otto's Empire Diner right now. You know, a lot of times you see TV shows, you wonder if the cook, the chef is there, if he really actually cooks or he actually is in a restaurant. Well, I'm one of the guys that have been there, done that, and is still doing it. Right here, you can come in, you can see me cook. I'm here virtually every day. Here at Crazy Otto's, they don't call us crazy for nothing. Everything here is fresh and homemade. As you can see, we fresh slice our tomato. Everything's done fresh to order. Doing actually a BLT right now. This is Michael, also happens to be my son. Hey, all right. Hey, welcome to Crazy Otto's. Come on in, give us a try. You won't be disappointed. Hey, welcome to CNY Flavor. We're going to show you real quick a real good tip here on how to do a cheesecake, a 5-minute cheesecake. I don't know anybody out there, especially in upstate New York, that doesn't like a good cheesecake. You go to the store, you can spend a fortune getting the prefab ones done. I'm going to show you a quick, economical, on a shoestring budget, how to do a cheesecake at home so you can feed your family, okay? What we're doing here, got a quarter cup of milk. We're going to use approximately 8 ounces of the sour cream. I know this is a 24-ounce container because sometimes you buy in bulk, you can save money, and this will stay in your refrigerator for a month too. It won't go bad. Graham cracker pie shell, 8 ounces of sour cream. Now, one of the things when we're going to mix it, let me tell you this too, that you can use a blender if you'd like. I'm going to do mine by hand. One of the ways that you soften the cream cheese is you put it on a plate, stick it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and please make sure that you put a paper towel or a piece of wax paper over the top of it. Otherwise, what happens is cream cheese has a reaction to the microwaves, and it'll start like popping, sort of like popcorn. You'll hear it pop, and it goes all over your microwave. So please put something on top. It'll save you the cleanup process. Regular cherry pie filling. This one here is a 21-ounce can. Nice cherries. And this is it. This is all it takes. Be done in 5 minutes, okay? So I'm going to put the cream cheese in the microwave. So here we go. Got the cream cheese. It's going to go in the microwave. We're all set to put this together. Okay, we have our cream cheese all softened. We're going to add, the first 2 ingredients are the sour cream, 8 ounces. This is a 24-ounce container, so I'm going down 1/3, which would be 8 ounces. Okay. And now we're going to take the cream cheese. Now I want to show you this too, just to show you how softened it is, okay? Softens right up, boom, goes right in. 1/4 cup of milk. And you can use a low-fat milk if you'd like. It's really not going to make a difference whether you're using whole milk, skim milk, or the 2% milk. And then you're going to whisk it up. You're going to make it nice and creamy here. Again, you can use a blender if you like. I like doing things the old-fashioned way, by the hand. Not everybody does have a blender out there. It's not like a cell phone where 303 million people now have them, and it's surpassing the population. Not every home has a blender. And you just want to mix it up really nice so that it's nice and creamy, just to show you this here, okay? Do it at an angle. You want to try to get the lumps out. And, whoop. And as it all starts breaking down, becoming really creamy, we're going to add the vanilla pudding. I'm using today a French vanilla pudding. I got two 4-ounce packages, or you can buy one big package, okay? They come in the little boxes or the bigger boxes. This particular recipe calls for a big box or 2 small. So there it is, all nice and creamy. The peaks are coming up. It's whisking real good. Doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. So I want to show you this consistency real quick. See the consistency, how it's coming out real creamy? And now, little trick here. Take your pudding, shake it. Okay, 'cause sometimes when you don't shake it, it's all collected on the top and you open it up and it goes everywhere. Ooh, it smells wonderful. I know I say that a lot, but people eat with their eyes first, then smell, then taste, okay? Ooh. So if you can see this here, you wouldn't think it would get this thick. Mix it real good. Make sure you get it off your whisk. And then we're going to put it in the pie shell. We'll be right back.
Is this who you'd call if you need a mechanic? Is this who you'd call if you need a babysitter? No Sheep Designs is the right call for your business when you need professional, affordable web development, photography, or video production. With a decade of experience, we have the knowledge and passion to bring your project to life for much less than you'd expect. Visit NoSheepDesigns.com today to see how we can help you.
So what I did was I took the whisk, and naturally I took it out. Okay, I got a wooden spoon now. I added a little more milk. You can add a little milk if it's still a little thick, depending upon the pudding mix. I added about another 1/4 cup, so it turns out to be half of a cup of milk. And if you can look at the peaks, everything's all ready to go. And now we're going to just spoon it right into the pie shell, spread it out. Try to get it all. You can let the kids lick the bowl. I always use my finger, which has been washed and sanitized. Okay. I bet you thought I was going to lick that with my finger, didn't you? Didn't. Okay. Now, I'm going to take it and just spread it all out, just like you would. Oh, and you try not to break the shell, the pie shell. They're very fragile. Like this one is. Ooh. And then we're going to take our cherries here and just put them right across the top. Ooh, look at that. Use the whole 21 ounce. And now we're going to put this in the refrigerator and let it firm up. And now you have a wonderful 5-minute cheesecake that's ready to go to feed a family of anywhere from 4 to 6, depending upon how you're going to cut it. And it's going to be the best you've had outside of buying one from a bakery. 5 minutes, CNYflavor.com. Go there, check it out, check our quick tips out. This is a great dessert that you at home can do on a shoestring budget and have a wonderful dessert for your family or for entertaining. Hi everybody, Scott Trainer here, host of CNY Flavor, and I've got the privilege and the opportunity to be here at the world famous soda fountain in downtown Remsen, right off State Route 12, the old State Route 12. And I'm in here with Steve and Lynn Boucher, which are the owner-operators. And one of the things that we do here at CNY Flavor is we try to focus on the local people, the mom and pop organizations, the ones that are giving back to the community. And I want you to tell me a little bit about your place here. It's absolutely wonderful.
We started this restaurant nearly 4 years ago now, and we wanted to kind of give back to our community. It's one of those things where, you know, you see a lack of in a lot of little towns, a place where people can get together, have a bite to eat, and kind of catch up with their neighbor and their friends and their family.
Now, one of the things that people don't realize even about the soda fountain, it's a 50s style, bringing the memories back, the good feelings of family and friends, a gathering place so that we can get together and maybe on days gone by and just maybe go back to some of the days of the innocence when you come and get a nice, you know, milkshake or a hot dog. But you have a lot more than just milkshake and hot dogs here.
Absolutely. Lynn can speak to that because she helped create and design our menu so people come in and enjoy a nice meal.
And that's the menu right there. Okay.
It's all her handiwork.
Well, one of the things that we want to do is to offer people classic American fare, because it seems that people universally enjoy that type of menu where it's the meatloaf that you remember. It goes back to the comfort food. The homemade meatloaf, the homemade chicken and biscuits that we offer.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the meatloaf. I understand that's your secret recipe.
It is.
Has been passed down for generations.
It has been, yes.
Top secret.
Top secret.
Top secret, yeah. She won't even tell me what's in it, so I just want you to know that.
Old family recipe.
So you can cater to just about anybody that walks in the door.
Yes. We also have a gluten-free menu for people who have, or if they have any other special requests.
And the gluten-free naturally would be without the flour.
Yes.
Okay. And
yes.
so.
And special handling preparations in the kitchen.
Okay. When you say special handling preparations, what do you mean by that? Like the hamburger without the buns, you would wrap in the lettuce?
Well, if that is what somebody would choose, or it just, the special handling is to make sure that there's no cross-contamination between that and any other products, meaning if there was a bun anywhere nearby, we like to keep it separate so that no one has any interaction.
Is this who you'd call if you need a mechanic? Is this who you'd call if you need a babysitter? No Sheep Designs is the right call for your business when you need professional, affordable web development, photography, or video production. With a decade of experience, we have the knowledge and passion to bring your project to life for much less than you'd expect. Visit NoSheepDesigns.com today to see how we can help you.
Okay, so Steve Lynn, can you tell me what your hours are here?
Sure. We open every day at 11 o'clock, so we can serve lunch and then later dinner. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. during the week in the winter hours. And then on weekends, Friday and Saturday, it's 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. As soon as the weather turns and spring hits and the weather starts to get a little bit better, we go from 11 to 9 every day. 11
to 9 every day.
Yep.
So you don't do breakfast at all?
No.
Do you do takeout? Can we call and like order takeout?
Absolutely, Lynn. You're the queen of takeout on Fridays, so.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. A person can call lunch or dinner. We always accommodate anybody for any requests that they have, or as many people as you need to feed. We can take care of you.
Great. Now, what about website? You guys have a website?
Sure. Yeah, we have the website, thesoda-fountain.com.
Okay. thesoda-fountain.com. Well, I hear your ad sometimes on the radio and the train, the Christmas train and stuff like that, and they make a stop here?
Oh yeah, the doo-wop train has probably been one of our most recent terrific successes. What happens is people load the train, they go through the Adirondack Railroad, and they load the train down at Union Station in Utica, and they take the ride up, and on the way up they're playing 50s music. And the Adirondack Railroad has secured the last car, the baggage car, and they cleared it out, and they have a DJ playing 50s music.
Wow.
And the train, as it runs up from Utica, it stops in Holland briefly, and in Holland, our management team and our poodle skirt girls will get on that train and get customers to get out of their seat and come out and dance with them on the way up to Remsen. From Holland to Remsen, it's a real dance party. It's been fantastic. So then they get off in the backyard here, and they come in, they have a meal, and they enjoy themselves and have a terrific meal, and then they take the train ride back.
What a great experience. If you have kids, I'm sure kids are welcome, and you want to step back in time, try that doo-wop train, and then come here, because it's definitely worth. How many does this seat?
Between the two rooms, our Adirondack room, which is our spare room, and our main dining room, we seat about 95 people.
The theme that we have out in that room, we have a big stone fireplace that runs all winter long, and the stone on the walls and the wood on the walls just make it seem a little bit more homey.
Okay.
And just it's a nice area to have a party or an event.
And it didn't start out that way, though, did it?
It was an outdoor patio to start with, and we had so much feedback from our guests that were here that said, gee, it would be nice if we could be out here all year long.
So Lynn, is there anything that you'd like to tell the viewing audience before we end the show?
I think probably the biggest thing is to let people know that we're closer than most people think. One of the comments that we hear when people come here is how close we are, and that they didn't realize it. We're only 15 minutes from Utica because we're right off of a major highway, which is Route 12.
Okay.
So we're really quick to get to. And probably the other thing is that we're open year-round. I think people are surprised because they're used to Old Forge having specific seasons when businesses are open and when they're not open. We, however, because we're part of our community, are open year-round. We're open every day except for 4 days a year, which is Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, and I forgot Christmas Eve.
True.
But you've taken some definite steps from 4 years ago when you opened, when I was here, to what it's like today.
I mean, one of the things that we pride ourselves in is being very customer focused and taking feedback from the customers. When we first opened up back in 2008, we were kind of like Panera Bread meets Friendly's. You would kind of queue up in front of the register, you'd order what you'd like to eat, go sit down, and someone would run the food out to you. But early on, very early on in our life cycle here, we learned that our customers really wanted table service. Our customers were either seniors that lived during this time or soccer moms that had little ones in tow that didn't want to keep getting up and down. And it really was much more of a pleasurable dining experience to have somebody to give them table service.
Or it could just be people on a date, too.
Absolutely. What that did
is... That still happens today.
It does. Amazing.
Once in a while.
Does.
Once in a while.
It does.
What was great about going to table service, it triggered us to be able to offer a lot more offerings. Our chicken and biscuits, our spaghetti, our chicken parm, our meatloaf, whatever those center plate offerings were, we were able to offer them a lot easier if we were doing table service as opposed to somebody trying to line up and pick those up at a counter.
And add and expand to your menu, because this is really, although people get the perception that it's, when they hear soda fountain, it's for ice cream and malts and stuff. But this is a full service restaurant.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It is.
You can get it, like you said, a date. You can get a full meal.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so
It's
much.
really been a privilege and an honor to be here and get to interview you guys. Check them out.
Thank you.
Thank you.